You've entered another Treecast brought to you by Three Trees with Ryan and Brett. Thank you for participating and clicking on this. Enjoy the program. We know we will. Hey Ryan,
Hello.
how's it going?
Pretty good.
So, what do you got today for the listeners?
Today I got this book in front of me. It is by David Ogilvy, Confessions of an Advertising Man.
I'd have to confess something too.
What is this?
I want to know what you're talking about.
Today we're talking about...
Look at that. We have so much chemistry going on. It's crazy.
They're liking and
That's a
favoriting
squeaky chair.
already. Well, the advertising money's going to pay for that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, back to the profession.
Headlines.
Headlines.
We're talking about headlines. Ask me a question.
So, okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
The one that we practiced.
All right. What is a good headline? Let's say I'm trying to craft one. I just started, you know. What can I learn to make a powerful, potent headline directed to my target audience? What can I do?
What you can do is include exactly what the product or who it is going to be for in the headline.
Oh, so if it's like a weed whacker, okay?
Say weed whacker in there.
You say best weed hacker. The weed hacker. See, I just made that up. Don't steal my idea. So you literally just say what it is.
Yeah, don't be clever, really, because they won't spend the time to figure out the cleverness of it.
Right.
Because they want to immediately know if it's useful for them. They're not going to bother with your puns and your
as fun as it is to make that, it just isn't practical, is what you're saying. Or is what he's saying.
Like, for example, one of his for Helena hormone cream.
Oh.
The headline was simply how women over 35 can look younger.
So
that was
your target audience, like demographic, and what it can do for you. What it can do, and who it can do it for.
It seems...
And what it is, pretty much.
It seems too simple, but really, a lot of people overthink it and thinks there's more to it. But really, like, and he even goes to talk about what's said to be like cliches and like oversaid things, like how to suddenly magic, quick, easy, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And how they're cliches, but they work. They work.
Okay.
And then also,
wait, did we say who this is by as well?
I think I mentioned David Ogilvy in there.
Did you? I can't even recall. So, did we also mention who he is besides being an advertising man?
What else is he?
Well, I'd say he's not just an advertising man. I'd say he's one of the best. And also, the show, a quick little tip here, or not tip, but tidbit, is that the character on Mad Men is kind of semi-based upon David Ogilvy. So that's kind of part of where the show got its roots from.
As it says on the back of the book, David Ogilvy was considered the father of advertising.
Yep.
And genius by many of his high-profile clients.
Yep. So that sounds like a lot of good information so far about the headline, the header. Mm-hmm. Are there any other notes we can learn to improve it?
I think I'll end on the dangers of using a negative headline. Something that says, as he exampled here, our salt contains no arsenic. Now, while writing that, you may think that's reasonable because that's the main feature of your salt. But what people are really reading is our salt contains arsenic. That's what people are actually hearing, especially if they just read it quickly. Because now they're relating your product with arsenic, pretty much.
So even if you say it doesn't contain it, they still recognize it as it. They still remember it as They associate with the arsenic. So, just don't say anything about the bad like that.
Yeah, that's just to say like our salt is healthy.
We have pure salt.
Pure salt.
Like the Himalayan salt.
So there we are.
All right. If you want to sell salt, that's how you do it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. The head. I think we got the head going.
The head
looks clean.
The head is clean.
Now I want to move on to the body.
We're going down to the body.
The body copy.
Body copy. Should I get right down to the body?
Tell me about it. Tell me something. Tell them something.
When you start your body copy, make it natural. Make it like if you're answering the question the person has. That's pretty much how I would recommend, and how David Ogilvy would recommend to start your body copy.
Okay. So make like a natural conversation.
Yeah.
Not like, we are the producers of silicon parts, and we've been doing it since 1975.
Our company formed LLC.
Blah, 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 blah. You want a body that has a nice natural conversation feel.
Because they really don't care about your company. That's, like, all that information, like how we're talking about, like, an about page.
Yeah.
Your about page really isn't about you.
Ooh, that's another good one.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Could we transition off to
That's
that?
another good one, the about page. We learned about that.
Yes, we did learn
in
about
further
that.
detail earlier today. Okay.
I'm creating an about page. What should I do? I want to make a nice about page on my website for my company.
So basically, you don't want to do exactly what we just were talking about there, with saying, we established in 1978, and blah 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 LLC, blah 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 company, formed in Cincinnati, Ohio. That is exactly wrong.
Exactly wrong.
What you want to do is tell the story of how you help out your customers, and what you've done to enrich their lives, and not it's not really about you. It's about what you have done for them. Pretty much.
And it's a good way to also talk about things you're doing in the way that like helps your community. Like if you're doing like a charity, or like for us thematically would be like plant trees, kind of an initiative. Since 3 trees. So. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Take a moment to think about that right there in that blank spot.
That's what that was for.
Header, we got header. We got body.
We got body.
We got how to write an about page a little bit on there. Could we talk about? We're going all over the. We got a galaxy of topics here.
Whole spectrum.
Grammar rules. We're talking about headers. We're talking about body and whatnot. We're talking about writing, marketing. Let's talk about grammar rules that you can break.
What kind of? I want to break some grammar rules. What should I do?
Have you ever heard about people saying not to start a sentence with and, but, or because?
How would you? You don't do that.
Actually, you do.
What?
But not. So, okay. Anyway, so actually what they can do is add energy and momentum. They can keep the action moving forward from sentence to sentence. So it actually provides value in a sentence rather than making it sound, grammatically incorrect, which some people may still say, but in actuality, that's what it does, is it achieves a positive flow and keeps the action going.
But when I get a bad grade on it?
Oh, well, they're just wrong. Okay. Because in this book...
What is this book?
Everybody Writes by Anne Handley. Who? And I almost just lost my page there. She is a veteran of creating and managing content. She's the chief content officer of Marketing Profs, a training and education company, and she writes for Entrepreneur Magazine.
Authority bias achieved.
Okay.
See, we said we're not talking about it later.
So, that is a big thing right there of Anne Handley. Enjoy. Buy this book.
What?
Okay. Did you know about sentence fragments?
What is this sentence?
I'm not talking. I'm talking to the viewer, the listener, the reader. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to add sentence fragments sparingly for emphasis, such as at least, or no, such as like that, and that too, and this. So those are sentence fragments, in case you didn't know. It's okay to add them sparingly.
I wouldn't have fragmented as much as you did there, though.
Well, see, I fragmented a lot. So that's an example. For an example, enjoy. You're welcome. I add value. Add plenty of value. Don't do too little of that.
Also, value add.
Value add. Now, here's the thing, paragraphs. Paragraph length.
What's a paragraph?
What?
I want to know about...
What's a paragraph? You may want to listen to another podcast for that.
I want to know about paragraphs.
So let's say you're writing a paragraph and you're thinking, how long should this be? You know, maybe you're not sure. I wasn't sure either, but then this book helped me learn. So
Books do that.
Sponsor. A paragraph, like, can it be one sentence? Or should I write like 6 sentences, 8 sentences? Should it be, looking like the wall of the Great Wall of China, or what should it be looking like here? So what you can actually do is write just 1 sentence long paragraphs. Now, you're probably taught not to do that if you were, if you're taught, let's say you were, for example, here. But what you can do is actually write 1 because it creates some nice white space that helps online readability tremendously, and that was a direct quote.
See, we were talking about that earlier, because we were talking about the readability and how much better it is when there's more space between words.
Exactly. And the thing about having a 1-sentence paragraph is it helps emphasize a single point too.
True.
So if you just, like, in this book, for example, it says at the end, like, of making a point, I'm not kidding. So you take that into much more consideration as it's just left there on its own,
Because, why would it be there on its own if it wasn't important?
Yeah. You wouldn't just say, blah, 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 doesn't matter. Or at least you shouldn't, because then that would actually, you probably shouldn't do just 1 sentence for that.
No. Or even write that.
And on the other end of the spectrum, it is actually okay and good to write, I think it was about up to 6 sentences at the most for a paragraph, 4 to 6. And with 1-sentence paragraphs being kind of making a crystal clear point. So those are kind of some general rules that you may want to follow if you want to have good-looking content.
I do like that.
And now we move on to another subject within the writing marketing world.
And what is this subject in the marketing writing world?
I want you, dear listener, dear reader, dear writer, to avoid words like amazeballs. Okay? Don't write like that.
Okay.
If you're writing content, whether it be, a blog or...
I have to say, I wasn't expecting that.
What?
Where you were going.
Oh, okay, see? I deliver shocking content. That's fantabulous. Another word you shouldn't use. So, those are considered to be Frankenwords. Pretending to be something that they're not. Like, clickability is another one. Awesome sauce.
Well, can I use automagic?
No. Because that's just as bad as chillaxin. Okay?
Oh, no.
Avoid the words that have additives in them as well, such as things with eyes or ism, don't mind that, or istic fused at the end of them. those are not good. Such as, and this one I was actually kind of surprised about. I've used this before and didn't know it was bad. Incentivize. To quote her, she says, they're nouns masquerading as verbs or gerunds, and to run far away from them. I guess those are not very good to use.
So yeah, don't use them.
Don't use them. That is a professional opinion.
Physically run away from them.
From the Anne Handley, writer of many words. And what else can we do to a problem I can have is when I'm writing is sometimes I hit walls, right? Sometimes we all hit walls, right?
Yes.
Now, one thing I read on here that really helps me out is ending on a actual really good note, right?
Actually, really good note.
Really good note. An actually really good note. Now listen to this one here. You're going to be surprised. Don't just hit a wall and then stop, and then when you think about writing again, you're like, oh, I don't know. You kind of go back at it, you kind of slave over it. And on what she calls an I can't wait to get back to a note. So finish strong, and then take a break. And then when you think about getting back to it, you're excited and you're ready and you're pumped, and your creative juice is already flowing, and you're not thinking about hitting a wall, which just continues along that path.
I know what you mean. I've felt that before.
Yeah.
You're just not motivated to get back to the trouble.
You're not ready to get started.
You're not ready to get started. You need to be.
You see, that's our Easter egg. We always say that.
Well, it's not Easter egg now.
Well, it is now. Okay, I just overrode your authority there, okay? I'm the captain of this ship. I'm the captain of this tree house.
Oh. Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Enough of me. Enough about me.
Well, I think
Almost.
they had enough of you.
I don't think so, but let you tell them something. Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead. We're ready. We're waiting.
Okay, well, he also goes to talk about how to actually be a good client of an advertising company. So
how to be a good client?
How to be a good client. So let's say if you're hiring an advertiser and you're not doing it yourself.
Which I'd say a lot of people do.
I would say that I would indeed.
Not to speak for people, but I'd say they do.
Okay, well.
Go ahead.
So,
we're waiting.
Oh, don't strain your advertising through too many levels. So don't have too many different campaigns, and don't have too many people who are trying to get across different parts of basically don't have creative politics. I'm trying to get to politics. Don't
Donald Trump.
Don't have a board of people who are voting and saying what to do, what not to do.
So don't have a big convoluted marketing campaign. Just have a simple, focused, effective campaign.
Basically, designate
in a couple markets.
Designate certain people for certain jobs and trust them to do it.
Okay.
Because if you have, and I've experienced this before, is if you have too many people who actually have power in how the design and the end product of the design, that either you'll never get anything finished, or the design is so bland because it's pandering to everybody to actually get it to go through. So don't do that. Just have the minimal amount of people to actually have power and authority on the advertising.
That's kind of like a big corporation where they have 18 different layers of management, and then it filters through all that down to the employee, and it's just a whole big mess.
You want to flatten that out.
You want to have as little people as possible doing the jobs as effectively as possible.
And you need to trust them.
And trust. Well, that's a good thing, yeah.
Give them a responsibility. So, they have the responsibility, and yeah.
They have responsibility.
They have responsibility.
Have a good team.
When we start repeating things that we talked about,
that means we're searching for more things to.
We're not looking.
Hold on here. Why don't you just wait there? Go grab a
Yeah.
Pepsi or a Coke, whatever you like the most, and enjoy and relax. Let's take a little breather here.
I think I know exactly how to have.
Actually,
What? Whoa.
we have just noticed it's about the end of the program.
Is it about the end of the program?
Exactly right.
Ooh.
What do we do at this point?
I think we need a little music here.
I'm liking the way you're doing that.
Outro.
Ladies and some of the gentlemen, this has been, once again, another Treecast.
Oh.
I hope you've enjoyed opening your mind and your ear canals to this program. Please, think about what you've heard today, and have a good night or evening or morning.
And then, like, favorite, comment, share, pigeon, fax, tweet.
And page.
Also, probably just maybe to talk physically to another person about it, maybe.
Yes. Talk to your grandmother about it. She wants to know. Good night, and good luck.